Good afternoon, John Verlin once again with On-Demand Advertising Solutions. Another digital marketing update. This is podcast 93. Today I wanted to talk about, I've had some emails in the past of people mentioning this to me, and I thought I'd go ahead and saw a post by Jeremy Diamond on Entrepreneur the other day, and I've linked it here at the podcast blog. And he's got some good points here about determining the best time to enter a new market to be profitable, or just to enter and be successful. And he's got four really good strategies here to kind of consider. It's pretty much stuff we've talked about in the past, but it's all kind of together here, and I want to kind of tie this in with, from a marketing standpoint. He talks about, there's two ways, obviously, you can grow your business. One is through expanding your current product to a new geographical location, or expanding your product breadth by offering new products and services to your current customers. Either way, you can expand to get more sales and market share. So if you decide you're at a point where, we think we want to enter another city or another market, here's some things to keep in mind. Obviously, you're trying to minimize risk, do your homework, that kind of thing, and it's real similar to the same stuff you did in your marketing plan in starting your business. But first thing he points out is invest in research and development. And of course, all these big companies do this. I just happened to notice a Coke can a minute ago that I was drinking that I'm sure this is from some survey or something somebody did to determine to put this on the can of Coke. You probably have seen this. It says, share a Coke with a tailgater. And I've seen others, I think they have teacher, and I don't know what other occupations or whatever, but somebody got paid to come up with that. Now, my guess is there's micro groups, tailgaters, etc., teachers or whatever, and somebody in the marketing department said, let's customize this. Maybe we'll form a group. They'll want to be a part of our product brand in their group, or some genius thing that, maybe I'm crazy, but maybe it's working. People are going, hey, I'm going to share this with my tailgate buddies. Why not? So somebody came up. Anyway, side point. Invest in research and development. Okay, that's basically you're trying to determine what needs to be done to develop your product in entering a new market, and this is a huge step because big companies, as we mentioned, spend a lot of money on this in order to increase their dominance. And one problem a lot of business owners have is knowing what they should budget for this. So, to give you an idea a little bit about this, first thing is to do market research. And this is nothing new compared to even what you did when you started out, but it's taking current customer data or data of people in the market, a profile, so to speak, a profile group of your prospects, and collecting and analyzing information about that group or consumers, your competitors, and the effectiveness of your marketing programs you've had. Some may work, some may be not working. It's all constant testing because you never know what worked in one market may not work in another. So doing market research is really critical. You can do this through customer surveys with Google Forms or SurveyMonkey online. You can do email blasts to your current customers. You should always be doing that to get reviews, by the way, if you aren't. When customers buy things, thank them, send them an email, ask them if they would give you a review, link it to whatever review platform you want to use. But get reviews, and at the same time, you can ask them, what do you like about our product or our service, to gauge the response and the customer service on that, so you can accomplish several things at once. And you can also, call your customers, do one-on-one interviews with them if they're in your store. And again, ask for feedback on your products and services. You can do it on your website or even with social media. To have a questionnaire, so to speak, put out there and get feedback. And you can perform live product trials and usability studies in the new market you're wanting to go into. So that's how you can do market research. And at this same time, you're going to evaluate your competitors' strengths and weaknesses. And Jeremy points out there, in a new market, you're always going to have competition. But if you're not careful, competitors could outperform your business and make it difficult for you to thrive in the new market. Again, what you did in one market may not work in the other. So it's important to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of those competitors before you jump into this thing. And when you do this, you'll be able to know whether to target in areas to improve when you do move or when you open up in that. And again, it's knowing your customer, the prospects of new customers, and your competition in that given market. So you can do, research tools online to do this. You can check trends in your industry and the markets your competitors are targeting, so you won't be caught unaware, basically. So it's all researching prospects, customers, and your competition. Next point is to determine the potential market share you can achieve. And this is a percentage of the industry that your business might get. You can either take it from the competition, you can grow it through additional products, but you need to have a general understanding of how well your company is going to perform in the new market. For example, he says if customers as a whole buy 100 bars of soap and 40 of them are from a particular company, then that company holds a 40% market share. And as a business enters a new market, you must determine the market share that you can achieve there, because if the market share is not high enough, it's not worth your while. It will help you get a better idea as to whether or not you should do this to manage the risk. And that's the final point, is calculating the risk. You might want to get some specialists to talk to, marketing people, a lawyer, whomever you need to talk with to gauge risk. Current business owners there, friends of yours. After you get all this data and research, you can then determine, is this really worth the time and money to do this, or is it not feasible right now? Obviously, if you are doing well and you decide to go into another market and the economy tanks, it's going to be painful. So this will help evaluate the risk, whether or not you should really do this or not. And as I mentioned before, querying your customers, get their opinions, get their reviews, evaluate your competitors' strengths and weaknesses. And once you evaluate all this, determine how much you're willing to risk, again, by talking to either specialists or an attorney or a CPA to see what kind of projections you think you can do, just like you did when you started your business. So just some reminders, really, of getting information, because all this data, and again, think of Amazon, because they're great at this. All the data they collect from us when we buy something, they know, for example, the fresh food markets or whatever, Amazon Fresh. They know what markets they can go into to offer this because of what people have purchased online, and they can go ahead and open a storefront after doing all the data of what people are buying where, because they may find in Seattle, Washington, they don't have as many customers as they do in Detroit, Michigan. So Detroit may be a target for them to open. Again, it's all evaluating their market and research and usage and customer purchases. John Verlin12 at AT&T.net is my email. OnDemandAdvertisingSolutions.com is the web address. And if you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you, or any comments. We'll talk to you again soon.